The reason you are not wealthy yet has nothing to do with how smart you are, nothing to do with your income, nothing to do with the economy. Psychologists have proven that most people carry subconscious money beliefs formed before the age of 7 that silently dictate every financial decision they make for the rest of their lives. You have been running on programming you did not choose, and you have never even seen the source code. That ends today, because I am about to show you the 6 beliefs quietly keeping you broke, and the exact mental rewire for each one. Here's what nobody talks about. Most financial advice tells you what to do with money. Save more, invest early, cut expenses, and you already know all of that. So why is it not working? Because the problem is not the strategy. The problem is what is happening underneath the strategy, in the part of your brain that makes decisions before you are even conscious of them. Financial psychologists call these your money scripts, and according to research, these scripts are formed in childhood, before you are even old enough to understand what money actually is. Think about that. The financial decisions you are making today, as an adult, are being filtered through the beliefs of a 6-year-old version of you. A 6-year-old who heard things like, money doesn't grow on trees. Rich people are greedy. Maoi, we can't afford that. Those weren't lessons. They were other people's fears, and you absorbed every single one. But here is what is important to understand. These scripts can be rewritten, not through willpower, not through positive thinking, through understanding exactly which script you are running and replacing it with one that actually serves you. I am going to walk you through 6 psychological beliefs that are quietly capping your wealth right now. For each one, I will tell you what it is, why your brain defaults to it, and most importantly, the exact mental shift that rewires it. By the time we get to number 6, you will understand something about money that most people never figure out in their entire lives. Let us start with belief number 1. Belief number 1, your money script. Every financial decision you make, what job you take, how much you charge, how guilty you feel spending money, is controlled by a subconscious script. One you probably did not write yourself. Research in financial psychology identifies 4 types of money scripts, and most people are running one of them without realizing it. The first is the money avoider. These people believe money is bad, that wanting it makes you greedy. They often self-sabotage right when they are about to earn more. The second is the money worshiper. They believe money will solve everything. They chase it obsessively and never feel like they have enough. 1 million becomes 10. 10 becomes 100. The finish line keeps moving. The third, money status. These people tie their self-worth to their net worth. They overspend to keep up appearances. They feel anxious when someone near them has more. Research actually links this script to lower well-being and higher unhappiness, because you are always measuring yourself against someone else's ruler. And the fourth, money vigilance, chronic savers. Always anxious about the future, never feel financially secure, even when the numbers say they should. Here is a question for you. Which one sounds most like you? Now here is where it gets interesting, because knowing your script is only half the battle. The real trap, the one that stops high earners cold, is something called the wealth ceiling, and it is running in almost every person who feels stuck, even after they start making real money. Belief number 2, the wealth ceiling. Your brain has a thermostat for money, and it will do almost anything to stay at the temperature it knows. Research on self-concept shows that the amount of money you have is fundamentally capped by how you see yourself. If you see yourself as someone who earns $80,000 a year, you will unconsciously avoid opportunities that push you above that. You will underprice your work. You will talk yourself out of raises. You will find reasons the big opportunity probably will not work out. And here is the terrifying part. If you somehow make more, your brain will spend it or lose it until you are back at the temperature it knows. Think about lottery winners. Studies show the majority return to their original financial state within 5 years. Not because they are careless, because their internal thermostat pulls them back. The fix is not complicated, but it requires honesty. Take a piece of paper. On one side, write, "I am the kind of person who," and finish it honestly. Whatever your current money identity actually is. Then, on the other side, write, "I am the kind of person who builds and manages wealth with ease." You do not have to believe it yet. Just write it. Read it every time you make a financial decision. Your identity will begin to expand, and your income will follow. Belief number 3, and this one might sting. Assets versus liabilities. Most people spend their entire lives buying things that quietly drain their wealth, while believing they are building it. Robert Kiyosaki said it plainly in Rich Dad, Poor Dad. The rich buy assets. The middle class buys liabilities, thinking they are assets. An asset puts money in your pocket. A liability takes money out. That is it. That is the whole framework. Your car, liability. The moment you drive it off the lot, it loses value. Plus insurance, gas, maintenance. Your house, the one you live in. This is controversial, but financially it is a liability. Mortgage, property tax, repairs. It does not generate income. A course that teaches you a skill that increases your income. Asset, a rental property that generates monthly cash flow. Asset, business equipment you actually use to make money. Asset, the same equipment sitting in a corner. Liability, here's what I want you to do right now. Pull up your last 10 purchases. Go through every single one. Label each one, asset or liability. Be completely honest. Most people who do this exercise are shocked by what they see, not because they are irresponsible, because nobody ever taught them to ask, does this put money in my pocket or take it out? Now, everything I have covered so far is about what you do with money. But the next 2 beliefs are about something deeper. They are about how your brain physically responds to money. And once you understand this, you will finally understand why smart people make terrible financial decisions, including you, including me. Belief number 4, the scarcity mindset. And this one is going to make you rethink how you have been approaching money your entire life. Here is something most people do not know. Having a scarcity mindset actually makes you cognitively worse at making decisions. This is not motivational speak. This is neuroscience. When your brain perceives resources as scarce, even when they are not, your cognitive bandwidth shrinks. You become worse at long-term planning. You make impulsive decisions. You focus only on immediate survival. Think about what that means for your finances. The scarcity brain says, there is never enough. Protect what you have. If they have more, there is less for me. Here is the problem. That instinct made sense 10,000 years ago when food was actually finite, when resources were zero-sum. But money is not finite. It is not a pie with limited slices. It is something being created every single day in every economy on Earth. The abundance mindset understands this. It says, there is always more to create. I can afford to invest. Taking a calculated risk is not dangerous. It is how wealth is built. The shift I want you to make is simple. Every time you catch yourself asking, can I afford this? Replace it with, how could I afford this? One question closes your mind. The other one opens it. The difference between those two questions is the difference between staying where you are and building something real. But here's the thing about building an abundance mindset. There is one psychological force that will fight you every single step of the way. Scientists have proven it is one of the most powerful forces in human decision-making. And it is the reason smart, rational people hold on to losing investments, stay in jobs they hate, and never take the risks they know they should take. This next one is the big one. Belief number 5, loss aversion. In the 1970s, psychologists Daniel Kahneman and Amos Tversky made a discovery that changed how we understand human behavior. The pain of losing $100 is psychologically twice as powerful as the pleasure of gaining $100. Losing feels twice as bad as winning feels good. Let that sink in for a second. This is why people hold losing stocks for months, hoping they recover, instead of cutting losses and moving on. This is why people stay in jobs they despise for years, not because the job is good, because leaving feels like losing something. This is why people avoid salary negotiations, skip investment opportunities, and stay in financial situations that are quietly destroying them. All because the fear of loss is louder than the logic of growth. Here is the rewire. Stop calling it a loss. Start calling it tuition. Every failed investment, tuition. Every business that did not work, tuition. Every expensive mistake, tuition. Because the question is not, did I lose money? The question is, what did that money teach me that I could not have learned any other way? The most expensive lessons are often the most valuable ones. The people who build real lasting wealth, they are not the ones who never lose. They are the ones who refuse to let a loss be the end of the story. And now, belief number 6, the time trap. I saved this one for last because it is the one that took the longest to understand. And once you see it, you cannot unsee it. Most people spend their entire lives trying to save money. And that habit, that deeply ingrained, well-intentioned habit, is one of the biggest reasons they never build wealth. Because here is the truth that wealthy people understand, and almost nobody else does. Money multiplies. Time does not. If you make $50 an hour, spending 2 hours cleaning your house instead of hiring someone for $30 did not save you $30. It cost you $70. 2 hours at $50 is $100 of your time, minus the $30 you saved. You are down $70 and 2 hours of your life. Wealthy people buy time. They hire assistants, delegate tasks, automate processes, not because they are lazy, but because they understand that their time has a dollar value, and spending it on low-value tasks is one of the most expensive things they can do. Here is what I want you to do. Calculate your hourly rate. Take your annual income, divide it by 2,000, which is roughly the number of working hours in a year. That number, that is your hourly value. Now look at your week. How many hours are you spending on tasks worth less than that number? Every hour you spend on a $10 task when your time is worth $50 is a $40 loss. Every single hour. Start filtering your life through that lens and watch how quickly your decisions change. So let us come back to where we started. You asked why, despite everything you are doing, you still feel financially stuck. Now you know. It is not your income. It is not the economy. It is not bad luck. It is 6 beliefs running quietly in the background, shaping every financial decision you make. A childhood money script that was never yours to begin with. A wealth ceiling your brain enforces to keep you safe. A habit of buying liabilities while calling them assets. A scarcity mindset that physically shrinks your decision-making. A fear of loss that is twice as loud as the logic of growth. And a time trap that costs you more than any bad investment ever could. Here's the thing about all 6 of these. None of them make you broken. None of them make you bad with money. They make you human. Every single one of these is a survival instinct, an ancient program that made complete sense in a different world. But you are not living in that world. You are living in a world where the rules of wealth have changed, and the only thing standing between you and a fundamentally different financial life is the willingness to rewrite the program. You do not have to do all 6 at once. Pick the one that hit hardest, the one that made you pause, the one where you thought, that is me. Start there, this week. One decision, one reframe. That is how it begins. If this video made you think differently about money, even for a moment, do one thing. Drop a comment below and tell me, which of the 6 beliefs hit closest to home for you? I read every single one, and if you want to go deeper, subscribe. Because the next video breaks down something most financial content completely ignores. The single daily habit that compound earners use to protect their mindset when everything around them is pushing them back to scarcity. It is short, it is specific, and it might be the most practical thing on this channel. It is right there. Watch it next.